Hello everybody, hope you're doing a fantastic day. I'm back with another Gunpla review because last time it wasn't a proper review at all. As you can read the title, you read it right. After me watching Iron-Blooded Orphans, it makes me want to get the Master Grade kit. I had a high grade one, but that was 5 to 6 years ago. I didn't even know that the anime existed, and now that I just watched the whole season last year. So in this case I received this Gunpla 2022, which is at September 19. So I hope you will enjoy this video, especially for the ones who want to buy the Master Grade Barbatos. I'll be telling you the pros and cons, so for now, let's have the unboxing ASMR. This is the Gundam Master Grade 1 in 100 scale Barbatos. Talking about the box, it is really like the art of it. The details on this one is absolutely gorgeous, and I would rather stare at it all the time. This box is 13-inch length and 12-inch for the width. As you can see, the Master Grade sign is right there, and also the Bandai sign. What we have here are some details about the build, and how it's gonna look like. We also have some pictures explaining some articulations and about the inner frame. Same art each side of the box. And another look for the Barbatos, and this time showing more about the gimmicks and articulations. Now that we are done analyzing the box, let's proceed to cut the tapes out. What we have here are some runners for our build, obviously. This kit has the total amount of 16 plastic runners. Later on, I'll be telling you the full content of the box. For now, let's have a small ASMR for the contents. Jesus Christ, that flute. As for this build, I really had fun with the process. There was a part in the torso that I had some difficulties with, but overall, the build was really fun. There were some cons, but I will be telling you later on. For now, enjoy this video I made, a compilation of me building it. Enjoy the video. Koi, I'm asking you right now. This is very important to me. This is very important to me. What would you like to choose? Arms or hips? Come on.
Arms or hip?
Yes. What do you want? Arms or hips?
Why though?
Nah, come on. Nothing serious. Just, come on.
What is for? What?
scared.
Nah, it's just, don't mind it. It's just me gonna murder someone. No, nothing serious. Nothing serious. Come on.
Honestly, the first thing that came into my mind is hips.
Alright, thank you. Bye.
行くんだよ。
どこに？
ここじゃない、どっか。俺たちの本当の居場所に。
行こう。俺たちみんなで。
Alright, thank you. Bye.
Bye. What are you doing? I'm so concerned.
ASW-G-08 Gundam Barbatos. The main Gundam for the anime Iron-Blooded Orphans is here. The height of the model kit is about 8 inches tall, and I really love the design, aside from the anime being a badass. A little bit of a story time. 6 years ago, I could have bought the Tryon Gundam, but my mom said that the high-grade Barbatos is cheaper, so we bought the high-grade instead. Years have passed, I started to watch the anime, and I never knew on how badass he was, so maybe want to buy the master grade kit for it. I've been seeing some reviews about this as well, and it's pretty damn good about it are the pistons of this model kit. For now, let's talk about the inner frame first. Right here we have the inner frame. This inner frame has really nice details and very detailed looking aspects of it. This inner frame contains silver coated plastic for the pistons and also gold plated plates for the parts of the Gunpla kit. Though the gold plated plastic could have been better, but still looks nice by the looks of it. The face itself has a menacing look of a devil of Tekkadan. Really great design from its characteristics. We are about to view it from down to up. This is really nice for a master grade for a Barbatos version. The inner frame is really cool to look at. You can basically imagine yourself spray painting the inner frame by some gunmetal, or weather it with silver paint on the edges. The fact that some wires, pistons, and other more details are exposed is what makes it better in the inner frame. And the design too. It is pretty complex to look at in the back, but makes it look so good. What the heck? Let's talk about the inner frame of the head. This looks really nice. And yes, I didn't put the stickers on the eye because I have some different plans for it. Next thing is we have the torso. Now this torso has some articulations into it. This part can move left and right. Best part in my opinion are these pistons right here for the arm. The fact that when we move them, the pistons start to show and expanding them for more poses. And of course, for the left side too. Very nice. This piston right here is for the ab crunch. Do not move it too much because it might dislocate the piston. You can also move backwards and forwards. And of course for the neck, it also moves forward and backwards as well. It has some really nice articulations. We also have this cockpit for the Gundam. We can also push this for us to have more comfortable to move the cockpit when we put the armor. So to close this, we need to move this and pull this outwards. And we also have the AI reactor for the torso. Now this is really cool for the details. Even though we can't even move them to make poses, having this kind of feature is very satisfying. I can tell you, I can rotate this for hours without getting tired. Finally, Next up is the inner frame of the arm. This looks really cool to look at and really stick to the appeal of the inner frames. And of course, it also have different sets of posing hands, such as open hands and for holding weapons. And also a fist position, where he can fist your mom. This part can rotate full 360. And of course, the satisfying part are the pistons, where they tend to show when bending this way. Yeah, that's actually a problem you're gonna encounter. Either way, still works and still nice. Moving on to the legs and toes, you can easily move the toe downwards like this. It also have more articulations like this for more dynamic poses. You can also rotate the toe like this. As you can clearly see, you can move it left and right like that. So that's what's actually making the posability more efficient, to get more better posing and making it more dynamic. You can also rotate the thigh like this, but that's not all. See these two strands of wires right here? These have small feature. Yes, they can move, but only a small movement. So we bring this down, and it goes all the way here. And that causes to move it inwards. As you can see, I'm arranging it slightly. The cause of this thing to move down in the upper part is because of this. It just satisfies me on how a master grade can bring such details into this Gunpla model. This is a very cool feature. It may not be recognizable, but it's really awesome to know. And also forgot to tell you about the piston of the toe. It can move up and down like this, another cool feature for the pistons. There are more cool gimmicks that I'll be telling you later on. So now, let's put the armor. So this backpack here has two pistons in it. First things first is we have the booster for the backpack for this mobile suit, to fly in or to jump higher. So this backpack right here has also some kind of articulation to have more poses when the Barbatos is grabbing the weapon. You can pull it like this, but don't pull it too much, it will definitely disconnect it apart. You can pull these to put the connector here from the weapons. And yes, you can do that both of them. You can easily slide the connector here. Expect that it's loose, but it does carry the weapon. Lastly, you can put this in the back so easily. Not very tight, not very loose too. Now let's try to put everything together. I had no issue putting them together except for this part right here. Sometimes I just got worried to put it when I'm holding it. Feels like I'm about to break it, or maybe it's just me. The legs are so easy to put. And also the arms. So we are now here about to see more articulations when we add the inner frame. In this part, we can see that this part right here can move like this. You see this piece right here? We are about to pull it like so. And just like that, we have more posability to the legs. It can go all the way up there. We can also rotate these boosters and also the side skirts. Looking good with the pose if you ask me. The head can rotate full 360. It can also move up and down like so. These shoulder armors can move like this. This whole section can rotate a full 360 as you can see. I'm exposing the pistons once again. This looks so satisfying. The arm can go all the way there. This section can also rotate a full 360. The arm can move like this. This hand can rotate 90 degrees in this direction. Thumb articulation right here. We can also rotate it like this. So let's have a recap. We can move this left and right. Push this. Bring this down to open the cockpit. I haven't put the Mikazuki model inside because I might paint it. So let me close that in. Piston again at the back. Up, down, and up. And of course the AHEV waves. I told you I can spin this for hours. Here we got the side skirts. We can move them up and down. This can rotate 360. Front skirts can also move like this. Very helpful for you to pose. You know, at this far, the pistons at the arms right here might be your numero uno problem. It kinda annoys me even though it's easy to connect. Sometimes you can't connect these because the armor is blocking the view so you can't really see it. The back skirts can also move up like this, exposing the Barbatos ass. You can also move this legs this high at the front and this high at the back. It can also split like this. The boosters can also move up and down like this, can be used for posing. As I've mentioned, you can move this for posing. This part of the toe can move down and up. You can also rotate it left and right. And lastly, we can rotate the torso left and right, but not a full 360. Now that we've fully talked about the main Gundam, let's now talk about the other contents of the box, such as stickers and more. So right here we have some sticker decals to use for detailing your Gunpla. What people dislike from this sticker is the transparent parts are actually visible, and not really that good for the details. But it will be your choice if you want to get it rushed. Next is we have this sticker for the eyes and for the sniper rifle. I didn't use these because I'm going to use other stuff, so stay tuned for what might be. This has a glossy texture that can also reflect the light when it's being directed at it. I think it will definitely look fine if you use it. Moving on to the weapons, which is this mace right here. And I gotta say this is pretty incredible. This mace is about 8.35 inches. This mace also has gimmicks. You can pinch this part and pull this part. This was used to thrust the enemy towards the battle. And also, you can separate this and turn it into a dagger. We've never saw this in the anime, which is questionable. Still a cool gimmick. Ignore the golden panel lining. Yes, I customized it a little bit. Next one is we have this katana over here, and it is about 7.5 inches long. It's only made of 2 pieces, and you can easily put them together. The next one is we have this sniper rifle. This is really good for a weapon. In this section right here, you can move this forwards and backwards, and you can also move the holder left and right. Alright dude, stop, you get it. And now this part where this huge barrel will rotate 180 degrees. That is so cool. This is really long. This is 10 inch by the way, more longer than my dick. And to store it back, we just have to rotate it back and slot this piece right here. As you can see, it won't go anywhere, and it locks it in there. And of course, if we have a cockpit, we can also have the pilot of this Gundam, which is Mikazuki August. In my honest opinion, it would look more better if it's painted. And of course, the pilot with the outside pose of the mobile suit. Both looks really great. As for my blurry eyes, I might need a microscope for this to paint. And lastly, we have these connectors for the weapons to put on the backpack, such as the mace and katana. We don't need a connector for the sniper rifle, because the sniper rifle itself has already a connector attached to it. So to connect, you just basically pull those things out, just like I mentioned, 2 of them if you would like, and you can now put the connector with the weapon. It is very easy to put them. It is very wiggly, but it helps when you push them inwards a little bit, so it would tighten up these parts. Obviously, the most heavy one to carry is the sniper rifle. I had some difficulty storing it into the back, but all in all, it does the job just good. And this is what it looks like when you put both katana and the mace, still looking awesome. So I would never forget to mention about this one. So apparently one of the pieces of the hip got broken and I had to bought the spare part of it. I might have been moved that fastly after me not touching the Gunpla, so that lead this part to broke. Now I bought 2 metal parts for it, just in case if the other one breaks in the future. I think that's all the contents for the box aside from the manual. I slightly had some difficulties when it comes to the torso when building. Gladly I overcome it. It was the pistons that really attracted me into this build. This was kinda a bit of a beginner friendly, so if you're a beginner, if you're planning to buy this at your first time building a Gunpla, follow the instructions carefully and look closer on where you should put the other parts. So now that I told you everything into this kit, let's have these compilation of posting the Gunpla. We're not done just yet. Now, we have the P Bandai Master Grade Barbatos expansion set. This box contains the first to 6 forms of the Master Grade Barbatos. As you can see in the picture of the box are the forms of the Barbatos and its weapons. On this side here, we can look more of the contents inside of it. This is the picture each side, and more details. Now that we all know the contents of the box, let's go to the plastic ASMR. Can't wait to get started with this thing. I bought this because I really want a T-Rex looking mace, so why not include the forms as well? They will definitely look good when it comes to the fashion. So I think because the armor isn't there, it has more freedom when it comes to moves its shoulders inwards. The design of the right arm has a nice aesthetic into its form. We have a small shield into it as well. I'm about to show you some cinematics in every form, so here we go. In this form, we added a shoulder arm into it. Though, I don't think it affects the articulations that much, so I think it is a good addition for fashion. This is how high the arm can go with this armor. Now, it's time for the cinematic. One of my favorite weapons so far. I really love the claws. This also have a very long wire, though it doesn't support it enough, but it will definitely support it when you will move it in the right directions. As you can see, this is completely poseable. You'll see why I love this weapon so much. Enjoy the cinematic. Now, we have the arm for the fifth form. We can rotate this like so. The missiles right here can also move and rotate like this. Right here is we have the boosters for the Barbatos to fly in space. These can also rotate front and back, and also, you can pull these two for posing. Lastly, we have this armor for the Barbatos. Looking good with it. It was not loose as well, so I think it's pretty dope. This form changed the missiles to a gun and it's pretty awesome. Again with the articulations in here. You can pull this to reveal the barrel. You can also push this too, definitely. And now we have this high heels. The foot can move up and down like this. A cool feature for this is the rubber sticker at its feet. I think it helps to keep the poses. You can also move the foot all the way down like this. Now we have this thrusters right here. This can move up and down. Can also rotate 360. It can also open at this section. Pretty cool enough for posing. Shoulder armor has never been this cool. Can definitely rotate. You can also rotate this and the other two. Now let's talk about this bad boy. It honestly looks like a drumstick, lol. You can pull this part down and pull this thing as well, revealing the chainsaw. And you can pull this to make the weapon wide open. Wow, that looks so cool. Lastly, we have this connector right here. It does fit into the backpack, however. The weight of this weapon is really heavy when storing, so I think you might have some trouble posing the Gunpla if you do not pose it very well when standing, or can just basically buy a Gunpla stand. Now, let's talk about the other contents. We have Orga right here. As you can see, look at that details, man. It just looks so wholesome when Orga and Mikazuki are together. Also, it's looking more better if they are in a diorama or something. Also, we have this vehicle right here. This thing also has some articulations. You can also put the Mikazuki pilot inside. And you can also change this thing into Orga's vehicle. You can both rotate them. We also have the water slide decals for this kit, which is more better than a sticker decal. This decal has a lot of details. I am amazed. Conclusion for the Master Grade Barbatos. It is really great. There are some weak points like the torso and around the hip part, the part where I bought something to replace the thing, you know? But overall, the Barbatos did an awesome job at exposing those pistons. The sniper was so difficult to use for posing. The Mason Katana was so good. And also, be careful if you are about to pose it. You might hit the V-fin leading it to break. I definitely rate it 9 out of 10. Now let's talk about the conclusion of the P Bandai Master Grade Barbatos expansion set. They were a great way of fashion and also have some articulations and I love it. I really love the chicken drumstick looking mace. The foot might have some issues, I'm talking about the high heels looking thing. It does the job pretty well. And finally, we are done. Thank you so much for your support and thank you for watching. I hope you find this video informative and just in case if you're about to buy the Master Grade Barbatos. Have a great day. Goodbye.